lovely people. Well, I'm here again today, Thursday, for our little lunchtime chat. Well, now I experienced today how difficult it can be sometimes to draw yourself away from what you're working on. I looked at the time and thought, oh no, lunchtime chat. Am I going to do it today? Can I really draw myself away from my laptop to come on? But then I thought, well, I've got to practice what I preach. So I decided, you know what? I will come on. I'm working on something, that's quite exciting for me. And therefore, I found it quite difficult to drag myself away from the computer and have this little break. So, those of you that, are feeling the same way, come on, come over. Don't ignore the notification. Come on and let's banter for approximately 10 minutes this afternoon. Lunchtime chat. What did I want to talk about today? I've got a bit of a sort of lost my voice a bit, and it's been quite a number of days now, and I'm thinking, when's this voice going to come back? But I think the problem is I'm not resting it enough, because most of the things I do are around talking. So the work I do, engaging with people, praying with people, having meetings, a lot of it is based on talking. So I think it's sort of straining my voice and just shut down. I don't know. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about this afternoon was following your gut feeling. There are times when you have a premonition, you think something, and then you're not sure, but time always tells. And then with time, you realize that what you thought is correct. So some people call it premonition, intuition, your gut feeling, whatever you choose to call it. But one thing is, most times our gut feeling is correct. So when you have that little voice on the inside of you telling you a particular thing, steering you in a particular direction, then I would say, go with it. You're probably right. And with time, when all is revealed, they say time will tell. With time, when all is revealed, you then find out that actually what you thought, that premonition, that gut feeling, that hunch that you had is absolutely correct. So, yeah, wow. Hello, Sister Becca. Good to see you this afternoon. How have you been? How's the family? Hope you're all well. Yeah, so as I do, I come on, and I know last Thursday I didn't come on. I only came on the Tuesday, and I've been on most Tuesdays. But last Thursday, I think I was saying it on Tuesday. It was grandchildren day. I swapped my days. It was grandchildren day, and I completely forgot to come on. That's what it's like when you're, engrossed with grandchildren or children. So most people are probably thinking, oh, maybe she doesn't come on a Thursday anymore, and that's why they're not on. On Tuesday, we had quite a few people on, and we had a good banter. But anyway, I'm only on for a few minutes. I always say, come on at 1 o'clock, 10 minutes at the most, sometimes 15, but today, 10 minutes at the most. Let's go by that gut feeling. For those of you that are people of faith, you might describe it as the Holy Spirit speaking to you. For some people, it's a case of, something in my knower. Some people would say something, I had a hunch, I had a premonition, I had a feeling. People just call it different things. But most times it's correct. And I think as human beings, we have to remember that we are made up of spirit, soul, and body. And there are times when we know certain things, we can't even explain how we know them or why we know them. But we know certain things, and it's just our spirit man that knows that thing. It's somehow imprinted on the inside of us, and we know it, but we have no evidence to prove what we know. But I would always say, I'll give you another scenario. So when a mother is looking after a child, people talk about a mother's instinct. Let's say you have a child and you've never had a child before. It's your first child. A lot of times you don't know what to expect, certain things you don't know what to do, you've read certain books, but when it comes to the practicality, it can be quite different. But there's just something on the inside of you that gives you that, let me do this. Oh, I think she's hungry. I think, his or her nappy needs changing. I think they just need a cuddle. There's that mother's instinct that helps you to decide what it is that your child needs. So again, it's another way of, you can't prove it. You don't know why you know it, but you just know it. You just have that hunch, that feeling. So go with that gut feeling. If it proves to be wrong, which it doesn't usually, then, well, at least you went by it, but not whereby when the situation then plays out and you said, oh dear, if only I had gone by what I felt. Sometimes we just ignore that voice on the inside of us, and we find out later that if only I had listened to it. Some people use the phrase and say, something told me, and I always say to people that are Christians, if you are a Christian, you've got the Holy Spirit living on the inside of you. It's not something telling you, it's the Holy Spirit telling you. But there you go. So some people, they have that hunch, not to do a particular thing or to do a particular thing. Don't listen to that voice, and then everything plays out and they're like, oh dear, I thought as much. If only I had taken that step. If only I had, gone along with that investment. If only I had cut off that, ended that relationship, whatever it might be. So I just want to say here, don't feel afraid to go with your gut feeling. Don't feel afraid to follow that premonition. Don't feel afraid to follow that still small voice, as it's usually correct. So if you're like me, once you get stuck into work, you find it hard to drag yourself away. But like I always say on these sessions, give yourself a break. When you're working so intensely, take out some time to have a lunch break. Don't just eat in front of your laptop or your computer because you've got so much work to do. Step away, take a stroll, take a walk, go make a drink, whatever it might be, because when you then come back to that piece of work, you're refreshed. I take my breaks seriously. When I was, working employed, I would always take my lunch break seriously, even if I'm not going to eat, but I'll go away from my desk and just go and get some fresh air and take that 1 hour so that by the time I come back, I'm refreshed and energized. So if that's you today I found it really difficult to tear myself away from my computer, my laptop, but I said, no, I've got to practice what I preach. So I said, yes, I will take the break and I will come on. So I hope that's encouraged someone today. Follow your gut feeling, follow that premonition, follow that still small voice. It's usually very correct. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys to go back to whatever you were doing, but make sure that you finish the rest of your break. Don't just rush back to work. Finish the rest of your break. Send a text message to someone, or just sit down and do nothing and just let your thoughts wander. I almost went to sit in the garden to have this program. I went out to check what the weather was like. And when the sun is behind the clouds, it's not that warm. But once the sun is out, it seems to be a beautiful day today. But I thought, maybe later when it warms up. I'm not a coldie, I'm a summer baby. So I like it when it's warm. So I thought, anyway, as the summer does come, then maybe I'll be able to have some of these programs in the garden. I love the outdoors anyway. So that's enough of me rambling on. 9 minutes past 1, I believe. Yeah. So enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Always take a break. Don't have a working lunch. Take a break, take a break, take a break, and go back to work refreshed, energized, and motivated. I will see you again soon. It's bye for now. Bye-bye. Take care now.